John Lynch spoke at length with Chris Sims. It was a very interesting press conference. I'll give you the highlights. He starts off talking about, his dynamic with Kyle and how they go through tough times together. They've been working together a long time. And this is what Lynch said. He said, last year was a really tough year. Kyle and I have consistently had each other's backs. That doesn't mean we don't challenge each other. Chris, you know Kyle real well. It's not always pleasant. He's going to blow up. I'm fortunate. I played with guys like Warren Sapp, so that doesn't bother me. Only a couple of times a year I'll lose it, and 47 Red will come out like, you can't talk to me like that. I'm going to break you in half. And he laughs and he says, but largely I'm really proud of that we've stuck together. That's a hard thing to do because there's so much pressure in this business to win. I feel like he wouldn't say that to the local media. I like that he said it, though.
Yeah, he would never say it to you guys, but he feels comfortable saying that to Sims. He must know that people are going to hear it. So what do you take? 47 Red, 47 was his number.
Yep.
So what it sounds to me like is 47 Red means I go ballistic twice. Mm-hmm. The strong safety,
Hall of Fame strong safety,
who's a really tough guy, go ballistic twice a year and tell him, back off, buddy, back off. Well, I praise his honesty. I do. I love the insight because we don't know these things. I love the insight, and it lets us know a little about Kyle, that Kyle is mercurial and volatile. And sometimes, according to Lynch needs to, I think, put him in his place.
That's what he said. And if he's speaking that way, if Lynch feels that he needs to do this in his interaction in his working relationship with Kyle, I mean, what do you think his players feel like? What do you think assistant coaches feel like? If John Lynch has to put Kyle in check twice a year and tell him, I will break you in half. That's probably the PG version of what he says. PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So, when I'm doing PrizePicks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a PrizePicks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play PrizePicks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell him Grant sent you.
Oh, right. It's probably not that polite.
I don't think so.
Well, again, I'm not in the locker room and I'm not with Kyle and his assistant coaches, but probably his volatile nature expresses itself more than just with Lynch.
Yeah, and it seems like being Kyle Shanahan's general manager is sort of being his therapist. Like you have to sort of ride the wave of his emotions and take it in stride.
Or not.
Or not sometimes. He reminds me of a story you once told me about Steve Jobs.
Oh, okay. I got to be careful on this one.
Sure.
A dear friend of mine was a big executive at Apple. And he told me this story. They had a big meeting of all the executives. And I guess they were around a big table. And Jobs also was very mercurial. My friend is brilliant. And he's one of my closest friends, even to this day. So in the meeting, my friend gave an opinion, an insight. And Steve Jobs said to him, "Shut up, shit for brains." That's what he said to my friend. My friend was a big deal athlete. I'm not going to say at what school. Well, when the meeting was over, my friend waited for everybody else to leave. And he was alone with Steve Jobs. And he said, "If you ever call me shit for brains again, especially in front of other people, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. That was the end of that. That was the end of that. And somehow that resonates with me with what Lynch conveyed about him and Kyle.
And it's not like Steve Jobs fired him for saying that. I'm sure Steve was like, okay, fair enough. I probably shouldn't. Noted. Noted.
I won't say that again.
I get the feeling that like Steve Jobs and maybe Kyle like just snap at people without thinking. And it's just kind of what they do. And they sometimes need a guy to be like, hey man, you've done it 50 times. That's enough. It's enough.
Yeah.
Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It's easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals factor in the flavor with none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/Cohn50off and use code Cohn50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's Cohn50off at factormeals.com/Cohn50off for 50% off plus free shipping.
These are the boundaries. And he needs people like that. And again, we're not in it, so we are speculating. But people like that need boundaries and actually appreciate it when you give it to them. I bet if it's true what Lynch says, Kyle doesn't resent it. He probably, in a certain sense, appreciates it. That this is the limit maker. This is the boundary maker, and I need that.
Yeah, I think he knows he needs that in his general manager. And I wonder. I don't know. It's interesting when you start talking about boundaries because that's very psychological as well. But I think Kyle probably needs some boundaries. I wonder where that comes from. But John is able to provide those sometimes.
Yeah, and Iggy, like for example, when you and your brother Brian were growing up, Mom and I had to give you guys boundaries, and you were aware of it. Yeah. And I don't think you guys resented us for it. I think you felt confident within the boundaries. You couldn't curse at us. You couldn't call us by our first name.
No, but we could definitely curse, but not at you. Never at you.
Right. No, right. You could curse as long as it wasn't at me. You had to do your homework. I mean, things like that, right?
Of course. There's a bedtime and you couldn't, all those kind of things.
Yeah. Right.
So I wonder if Kyle had those boundaries young. His dad was an NFL coach, and a lot of times NFL coaches work so much. Anyway, Lynch is the one guy in the organization who can set a boundary here and there. You got a life-size picture of Jed being that aggressive? Face to face? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't speculate. I don't know Jed well enough. But all
I can't visualize it, but maybe he has that gear.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We're not talking about Jed. We're talking about what Lynch said. True. And if he's telling the truth, which I believe he is, and we take what he said on face value, he absorbs a lot of the volatility of the coach. He absorbs it, but every once in a while he puts a stop sign.
The reason I brought up Jed, where my mind went was, is there anyone else in the organization who can do this, does do this with Kyle? Because he needs it. And the fact that John does it twice a year is a good thing for the entire organization and Kyle. I wonder if there's anyone else.
I have a suggestion. Salah.
Maybe. Salah's a big, tough guy too. He's a very patient guy, but I'm sure if you push him to a certain point, Red Salah could come out.
He's a tough guy, Iggy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to mess with Salah.
No. He'd break me in half.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to mess with Salah.